Okay, so good afternoon, young people. Okay, if you are a young person and you're set in your ways and you don't want to learn anything, okay, that's fine. Just kind of keep your comments down, okay, because we're gonna know you're clearly not trying to learn anything. If you are a young person who believes in learning something new every day, gotcha. All right. Please like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Each one of us, each new person who comes on, because I'm basically just getting the new people, I could tell by the number of subscribers they have, which I'm not actually judging a book by its cover because I was doing YouTube videos for since 2012 and I'm just getting to 200 subscribers. So with that said, if you like and subscribe to my video, once I see that you have done that, I will like and subscribe to your videos. And I think that will help you if we're trying to do the same thing, if we're on the same page. If we believe that each person who likes or subscribes to a channel will get 1,000 views. I mean, 1,000 subscribers. Because I get thousands of views a month. I get 5,000 views a month. It isn't a problem. The views aren't my problem. My views are getting the subscribers. So I'm going to start asking, I'm thinking, you guys subscribe to my channel? Do it now. So you don't have to think about it later. By the time I get done talking, I don't know, this could be a 10-minute reel or this could be a 15-minute or more, uh, however I go. Because once I start talking about the creator, you just might as well forget it. One of the reasons why you want to give credit where credit is due or give honor to the creator, because he'll give you more to say. Okay. And best case scenario, if you say the same thing over and over again, if you can get someone to go towards the Bible or something, it's going to say the same thing. So I just want you all to know tonight that I'm not a guru, or this afternoon. I'm not a guru. I'm just telling you, if you have found a wife, you have found a good thing. It doesn't mean the one that you got your marriage certificate with, because he's coming back for his bride. So we are his bride, and we are the kingdom of heaven here on earth that we like. And we the wife that's going to make it into heaven. Because I tell you what, the Bible tells you if you read it, in heaven there's no giving in marriage. Okay, so I kind of said a lot really fast, but that's just how I talk because I got to remember that, not to go into whatever it is I'm trying to do and get out the word of God. Okay, so Uh, here is what I have behind me. Those if you don't know, this is called a menorah. You put 7 candles in here. These are smaller candles, about the size of birthday candles. Full stop on that. I've learned that uh, one of the reasons why I don't like to celebrate birthdays is because I think of it like this. Okay, in 2026, I'm looking at it like this. But when I heard somebody say you should only celebrate your birthday if in 2026, if it falls on the same day, of course it's going to fall on the same date, but the day, so if you were born on a Friday and on the 29th of January, if the 29th of January is not a Friday, then don't celebrate that birthday. Okay? So you have to understand that in the kingdom of heaven, things work a little bit differently than they do on earth. All right. So now I can't show you that, but you'll know the truth for when you hear it. So, for example, when I find my birth date and my birthday, when I find out that, according to this line of thinking, I'm only 10 years old. It's amazing. because the 29th on this day in January, let me just make sure, go over it. You have to understand that somebody has this that has a menorah in their house and candles, they're going to be a little bit different. They're going to see things different, all right, because they're learning the truth. Okay, they're not just following holidays. I'm not trying to get you to stop following holidays, which I grew up under. The best thing that a holiday ever did for me was I got the day off. So what? I got the day off, now I can go spend money. No, no, that's things like that didn't really make sense to me. So I'm not a really big holiday celebrator. But holy days, no, that's different. Okay, number one, the holy days are free. That's my price. I got that. I got as much free as anybody else. All right. So this is why we're trying to wake you guys up. Get away from them holidays. Get away from them birthdays. All right. Especially if you got 7 kids, 70, 11 kids. You might not want to have 7 birthdays in the year and do Christmas. Okay. So the person who does that is really just doing tradition. That's all they're doing. Nobody wants to spend that kind of money. If you have grandchildren, we think of it kind of like the Bible says that a wise man leaves an inheritance to his grandchild. Now that's what it says. But if we're too busy supporting the wobblehead parents, the money that we will be saving for our grandchildren, it gets spent. I don't have anything to leave to them because I'm too busy loaning their parents rent money, gas money, and stuff like that. There, the sons and daughters are taking the inheritance that we would have for the grandchildren. The only thing I can tell you is, as a grandchild, one of the only funerals I ever really cried at was my grandparents. Didn't cry at my blessed father, and especially my blessed mother. Please, when you start doing your comments, I hope you don't put one in there about my mama. I might lose my decorum. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, so stop doing that. Learn the truth. Could you imagine? I'm only 10 years old. Could you imagine that? And if I had the wherewithal to put some makeup or something on my face, stuff like the women do. I remember I had this one girlfriend, and she lives in the same neighborhood. Actually, that I grew up in, and you're not going to believe this. She actually lived right across the street from the house that we owned. But I'm not going to put her out there all like that, so we'll just leave it like that. But she lived on the way to my grandmother's house, and one day I decided, well, let me stop past her house on my way. And her smart butt brother, he answered the door because you know how brothers are. Yeah, that sibling rivalry. I'm sure she was pissed after she realized what had happened. I don't know what she told him, but she came right to the door and she had this cold cream or something all over her face. I was like, oh my. Let's just say shortly after that, she wasn't my girlfriend. Which is fine. One thing that you're going to learn, young men, is one of the most temporary things on this planet is a girlfriend. I'm telling you right now. You could take that to the bank. You could say, David told me that. One of the shortest relationships on the planet is boyfriend and girlfriend. Okay? And I just went over that there is no giving in marriage. So, really, marriages don't last that long because it's a man thing, it's an earthly thing. So, if you can change your perspective, if you can change the way you look at a thing, you're going to get a different result. Everybody knows, I'll keep saying this, because some things don't change, no matter who says it or how many times you say it. Whenever it gets researched, like the Bible, it tells you the same thing. You're going to read the same thing in the Bible I read. And if you could look at it differently, then you'll reach a different conclusion. And that is insanity is doing the same thing, expecting different results. The reason why I keep using this example is because everybody knows it, and I'm just trying to use that as a hook to get you to change your perspective. Then you'll get different results. Okay, so that's my plan for you. Okay, so full stop on that. So this is why I did this. Okay, because everybody gets these, especially if you live in the state of Pennsylvania. Okay. So I'm not ashamed of showing that I have some kind of court thing that I'm going on. Okay. Okay. Because Jesus ended up in court and his disciples ended up in court. You're going to end up in court. You just keep living. Okay. I met a man named Kahan Tazadok. Let me put his YouTube channel in here. Kahan Tazadok. Okay. Okay. All right. All right. So that should be his Facebook or YouTube page. Now, the reason why I want to do that is because he helped me understand what this meant. All right. This, and out of everything I ever would have dreaded seeing, was one of these in the mail. Okay. Now, so that's insanity. Seeing one of these and expecting the same, different results, that was insanity. So he helped me understand how to see one of these and change my perspective on it. Okay. So since he tends to say the same thing over and over again, and he's been doing it for years, and you're wondering how come he's not locked up, that means because he's telling you the truth. Okay. So um, here was one thing that I heard him say that kind of got me a little nervous whenever I was going in court, into a court. He said, you want to establish on the record, for the record, your status. Now, I don't know what that means. Okay, so I wasn't going to be coming across confidently saying that and thinking that. Okay, but now that I listened to him over and over again, it finally hit what he was saying. Okay, all right, because if you go in there like this, that is your status when you go into court. This is your status right here. Okay. Oh, I probably should have scraped my name off, but well, whatever. They're not gonna have anything to worry about. Okay, so all right, so this is my status right here. Right. So I understand that I'm showing this on live TV or something like that. So whatever. You should have other stuff to worry about than worrying about me and my past. Worry about yours and your past. Okay, so if you want to find something all terrible about me, you probably will. So don't go looking for trash because you're sure going to find it because you have to be looking in a trashy area to find it. All right. So anyway, like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. So this is what he did. He taught me to come in and rebut this presumption, rebut this part. Okay. This is not my status. But if you respond to this, you want to appear in court generally. Okay. you want to, let me see, you want to appear specially and not generally, is what you're supposed to say. I'm appearing specially, not generally, for a verified signed complaint signed under penalty of perjury on which relief can be granted. All right, so that's what you want to do. That's what you want to say first. Okay, so I'm not going to worry about highlighting it because what they're finding now is if you uh, what the orange man is finding out that if you have redacted copies, well, what the computer can now do is take a redacted copy and unredact it, and they could read the whatever's on it. So I'm not going to read undact it. Okay, so plus I got the case number on there. So that's a way for you to figure out who my little wobblehead self is. So let's take scenario. That one happening. All right. I'll just cut this out. There is more than one way to skin a cat. That's the best part about listening to the Holy Spirit. All right, so I'll cut that part off. And I'll cut this part off. Right. There we go. So I'm gonna have to remember to do that with my last one. Okay. So this is why you want to appear generally. I mean, this is why. So this is how you appear. You appear generally. This is a general appearance. If you enter a summons, you're making a general appearance. You're coming out under this. Okay. So this is, you want to make a special appearance. So you want to get your name taken off here. Okay. And you want to get this number taken care of. Wait until you find out what you could do with this number. Holy moly. So I'm going to let you follow him to find out what you could do with this number, because for me, it'll be a rabbit trail. Okay. So uh, you want to show up generally. This is all he's saying. I'm going to make this a short video just so you could see. It's better if you see it. That if anybody who goes to court under a summons is making a general appearance. So you need to establish on the record when you go in there. Just like they're anxious to establish some things with you whenever you go in there, raise your right hand, do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and let's see. This is a status. Okay, so you want to rebut that, and you're gonna have to work it through their process, through their jurisdiction, until eventually you come out of it. Okay, because as long as you're in their jurisdiction, you're gonna lose. That's what their jurisdiction is set for. You ever hear somebody that says court is for court benefits the criminals? You can see somebody shoot somebody in the face, and then they'll go to court and get off because they said, I was in fear for my life. Could you imagine that? Imagine telling that to the survivors. I'm sorry, I was afraid for my life. Imagine telling them why that's what you did. Imagine, and that's your only defense, and you got off. That's because somebody gave them the game. Okay, it's their status that got them off. So you could say, oh, they have immunity or impunity or something like that, but no. if you hear those words, it's just another way of saying status. So when you go into court, do what the Colin told you. Say that. And if they see that you don't mean it or you're kind of shaky on it, that's fine. At least it's on the record. And eventually you're going to get out of their court. And eventually you're going to work it into a court that understands the law. All right, now full stop on that because you can go over this. The courts that you are in are color of law courts. I don't care what they say, they are color of law courts. A color of law a court can tell you that it's illegal to own a slave. That is a colorable court. It's against the law to own another person. Did you know that? So you want to be in that kind of court. Okay? But if you find yourself in any of these regular courts that can do that, that arrest you, that can take you wherever, that they're just violating your second and fourth and first amendments or stuff, those are color of law courts. Okay? So if they get you because you respond to that summons or however else they get you, but if they get you, and if you go in that courtroom, you're in a color, well, you're in a color of law court. That's it. That's it. And you just have to listen to whatever they say and go all the way through and do whatever they do. That's it. So um, I hope that explains. Okay, love ya. See ya.